Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Tony, aka ThayesTheMotivator, and I'd like to welcome you all to an all-new episode of Wake Up Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing great out there, man, because everything here is lovely. Everything here is well, man, and I just wanted to thank you all for the love, for the support, for the following, for the retweets, the emails, and all the great reviews that this show has been getting thus far. I'd like to thank you all for sharing this journey and sharing this ride with me. And I wanted to applaud you all for being such amazing supporters that you are. Today I want to jump, right into it. Today I want to talk to you all about a bully that we all face. I know you're probably thinking, no, man, I ain't got no bullies. And, if anybody approach me, I deal with them. Yeah, but I'm here to tell you, Doc, that we all got a bully. And this bully it's been trying to attack us from the time that we were little kids. I don't care who you are, where you're from, how big you are, what neighborhood you come from. I'm telling you, you've all at some point been attacked or been approached by this bully that I want to talk to you about today. This bully that I want to talk to you all about today is fear. And I'm telling you, fear, man, it comes in different shapes, forms, and fashions. It may have started when we were little kids. You know how we were scared to look up under the bed, or we were scared to look in the closet, or scared to go in the basement when it was dark. I'm telling you, man, it was fear that was presenting itself to us, trying to scare us, even at a young age. And then when we grew up and we went to school, and we may have been faced with peer pressure, or we may have been faced with a natural bully. I'm telling you, man, that was fear, again, presenting itself when we went to school and in our childhood years. And then when you grow up and you become an adult, now you're faced with a different type of form of fear. Now you may be faced with a fear of an eviction, a fear of a sickness, a fear of a divorce, a fear of a loss of a loved one. It's so many different ways that fear comes to present itself to try to stop the greatness that lies on the inside of us. But I came to tell you, man, that you do not for another moment, for another second, for another hour, no, you do not have to deal with the bully of fear in your life. Now, we've been taught that everybody got a little bit of fear and everybody's scared of something and everybody a little intimidated by something. No, that's a lie. Because number one, understand something. You don't know everybody. So you cannot say that everybody has a type of fear or everybody's scared of something. No, you can't say that. But I will tell you this. Fear will come. I don't care who you are. Fear is going to come in your life and try to scare you out of the greatness that you possess. But I come to give you some knowledge on what fear is. Fear is nothing more than but a lie. I'm telling you, fear is not real. In fact, fear is false evidence appearing real. I'm going to say it again. Fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. Yeah, it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, but it ain't a duck. It comes at you and tells you you can't have this and you can't have that and you can't be this and you can't be that. But you got to look at fear in the face and say, yes, I can. You come to talk me out of my greatness, but I'm not yielding it over. Because I'm going to tell you, fear comes to steal, it comes to kill, and it comes to destroy. Fear comes to attack our courage. See, it takes courage to be great. If you haven't noticed already, you're great because you got a great deal of courage. If you were somebody that was intimidated easily, if you were somebody that was a weakling, if you were somebody that didn't have what it takes, then God wouldn't have picked you to walk in this state of courage, that you have. The reason why you're as great as you are is because you got the willpower and you got the greatness on the inside of you to walk it out. God made you to walk in greatness. And the enemy knows that, and that's why he tries to send fear at you to try to get you to compromise and try to get you to give over your greatness, if that makes any sense to you at all. Listen, I'm going to tell you what fear comes to do. It comes to do three things for you. Number one, fear comes to paralyze your greatness. You cannot accomplish great things. You cannot write that book you were looking to write. You cannot be a great parent like you called to be. You cannot be a great spouse that you're called to be as long as you're operating in fear. So you have to, at every time fear raises up its ugly head, you got to knock it down and say, listen, I will not walk in fear. I will not be intimidated. No, I don't know what's behind this wall, and I don't know what's down the street, and I don't know what's around the corner, but I will not walk in fear because I'm called to walk in faith. I'm called to walk in the greatness that God has given me, and I will not allow fear to cripple me or stop me from doing what I'm called to do. But I'm telling you, if you walk in fear, it will paralyze your greatness, and it will disable you from being everything that you are called to be. Because number one, fear is not of God, but fear is of the enemy. Because the Bible tells us that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. He gave us power over fear. He gave us love instead of terror. And he gave us a sound mind instead of a worried mind. A sound mind is nothing but a mind full of peace. That's what God called us, to have a mind full of peace. Now, I understand. Now, you might be faced with something that nobody in your family, nobody in your bloodline, nobody that you've known before has ever done it. But God has given you the petition to say, go and do this. I'm telling you something. You might not have seen a dad in your life, but God has given you a child now. And now you got to rise up and be the father that you never seen even in your own life. Now you got to rise up and be the wife, and you didn't even see a wife growing up. But see, now you're called to do something that you never even seen played out in your life. See, when you're faced with something like that, it'll cause fear to want to come on you and say, man, I don't know if I can do this because I never seen nobody else do it. But I'm coming here to let you know that you can do it. If you could not do it, God wouldn't have picked you or elected you to do it. But because God picked you to do it, and because you have the greatness that you have on the inside of you, I'm telling you, you can do it. But if you allow fear to come into your heart and to come into your mind, I'm telling you, it'll paralyze the will of God in your life. And I don't want that to happen. The second thing that fear comes to do is it comes to keep you at a standstill. Have you ever been so scared, man, that you'll be at a standstill or a shocking point where it's like you can't move? It's like in your mind you say, I need to run, I need to do this, but you're so scared or so fearful that you're just at a standstill. That's what fear comes to do. It tries to keep you at a standstill so that you will not accomplish the things that you were called to do. It tries to keep you so afraid of what could happen and what might happen and how you might fail and how you might lose this and how you might lose that. I'm telling you, listen, fear is nothing but a thought. Fear is nothing but a thought of the contradiction. Listen, you could win. You could be great. You could be mighty. You could set a world record. You could be the greatest that ever did it. But see, if you sit there and you allow fear to rob you from it, you'll never know it. You'll never know it. You'll never know how good you can be or how mighty you can be until you step out there. It takes great faith to walk in greatness. I'm telling you what I know. It takes great faith to walk in greatness. You cannot accomplish a dream as long as you're walking in faith. I cannot tell you, because that's the third thing that fear comes to do. It comes to rob us of our dreams. Not only does it come to paralyze our greatness, and not only does it come to keep us at a standstill so we are inactive and that we don't move out on the things that God calls us to do, but it comes to rob us of our dreams. I cannot tell you the amount of people that have died with their dreams still locked on the inside of them. I cannot tell you the amount of people that have died with their greatness still locked on the inside of them. You were called to be great, man. You were called to have more than enough. You were called to be everything that you could be. You were called to be a great father, a great husband, a great wife. You were called to be a great teacher, a great role model. You were called to be this stuff. But as long as you allow fear to grab your heart and to grab your greatness and to grab your courage, you'll never live out the purpose that you were created to live. So what I'm saying to you is, look, it is not okay to walk in fear. At any given moment, it is never okay to walk in fear, because the moment you walk in fear is the moment that you allow defeat to come in. The moment you tell fear, yeah, I'm scared and yeah, I'm nervous and I don't know if I can do it, it attacks your courage and it causes you to back up from that thing that you were called to do. But I'm telling you, you got to look inside yourself and say, look, I'm too great to be held back by fear. I'm too bold to be held back by fear. Too many people need me to rise up to this occasion and to be what I need to be led and held back by fear. You got to tell fear, look, you cannot stop me. And I will not allow you to hinder what God is doing in my life. So I'm telling you, if you were called to write, if you were called to create, whatever you were called to do, sing, you all have a purpose attached to your life. You all have a greatness that is attached to your name. And I want to see you live it. But as long as you are operating in fear, you cannot have the blessing of God. Because fear disqualifies us from the blessing. Because the Bible says this, without faith, faith is belief. Without belief, it is impossible to please God. So if you walk in fear, you're not pleasing God. So God can't release the blessing on your life until you defeat fear. And until you begin to get an agreement with belief that I can be great, I can be mighty, I can be a great father, I can have more than enough, I can get this job, I don't care who may be more qualified than me or who may have a greater education than me, I can have what God say I can have whatever I put my mind to do. I can do that, and I can do that and some. You got to be courageous, man, when you go out and decide to be great. Like I said, greatness ain't for chumps. Greatness ain't for people that are weak. Greatness ain't for somebody that don't really know if they possess greatness. Now, you got to know within yourself that I got greatness living in me. And I can't allow fear. I can't allow no other situation and no other dark thing that comes to rob me of my greatness to stop me from being what I'm called to be. So as I said, man, I don't want to waste up too much of your time, but I had to come and deal with something that I know that we all are dealing with, and that's the bully of fear. Fear comes to steal, it comes to rob, it comes to take the greatness that belongs to us. But I come to let you know, man, if you keep on believing in yourself and keep on believing in the God that you serve, that promised to never leave you, never forsake you, if you continue to believe that and walk on that, you can accomplish your very dreams. You can accomplish everything that you were set out to do, that you were set out and that you were created in the heavens to accomplish. I'm telling you, God didn't make you to be no chump. God didn't make you to be no pussycat. God didn't make you to be scared. So what I'm saying to you is identify the greatness in you and don't let fear rob you out of it. So I'm just here to tell you again, thank you, man, for the support. Thank you for loving this show, man, and supporting this show, man. You all are a blessing to my life, and you don't even understand how many ways you are. But like I said, man, if you don't take nothing else from this, man, stop being scared. Stop walking in fear, because fear is robbing you of your greatest days. And I'm telling you, man, when you begin to let fear go, you'll begin to see that I can have more than what I thought I could have. Fear has been robbing us out of some stuff, man, and we got to stop being robbed, and we got to stop letting fear talk us out of the greatness we know we should have, and we got to go and get what's ours. So this is me, man. I love you guys, and I tell you, like I always tell you, when you begin to wake up, you can see your dreams begin to come true. Wake up.